Hello, Vixens! Out of all the cable channels I used to watch, one I have fond memories of was G4. With shows like X-Play and Cheats, this was my brother and I's go-to television network to catch up on all things video game related. I really enjoyed watching G4 as a kid, and it's thanks to them that I was able to discover fantastic games like Psychonauts and LEGO Star Wars the video game. Honestly, the biggest reason why Chris and I even watched G4 was for any news regarding Kingdom Hearts 2, and when they did show the game, yes! Yes! Now the time I discovered G4 was when I was probably 10 or 11, so I was probably a bit too young to watch some of the content, especially when it came to one certain program that was aired around mid-2005, G4's video game Vixens. A 4-part miniseries that celebrated female video game characters throughout the years, or more or less just an excuse to talk about what makes them sexy. Admittedly, I know it's strange of me to talk about a show like this on my channel. I mean, this is more dedicated to something that's focused on more obscure media like Does Anybody Know About?
Actually, I never really watched AD for G4 personally. I just wasn't really interested in programming like that, which is why I look at more sophisticated works of art. Then again, that's kind of a strong word to use, considering that almost half of the stuff I know is nothing but complete rubbish! Can we cut that out?
But the reason why I'm talking about Vixens is, for the longest time, this was lost media. I remember a couple of times in the past trying to find this program, info about the production, if there was any more seasons of it, and aside from some small poor quality snippets, nothing popped up. That was until a few weeks ago when YouTube channel had all 4 episodes saved on his YouTube channel. I mean, it's extremely dated, like 2000s era junk food, but it's a neat novelty to see something that I thought I would never see again. So what exactly is this video game Vixens show? And no, it's not about female foxes. Think of it as a digital beauty pageant show. 3 judges, as well as viewer choices, talk about who's the best video game vixen, with emphasis on the sexier side. Nothing about what makes them a great character, or if they have an interesting character arc or personality, just who's the coolest, deadliest, and bottom line sexiest video game woman. This is more on the nose with the different categories such as sexiest finishing move, kinkiest accessory piece, ooh, and Best Bounce Award. All leading up to the final week crowning G4's video game Vixen of 2005. I guess there was intentions to continue on with video game Vixens as a yearly event for the channel, but it only happened for 1 year, which is a good thing considering had it did continue, it probably would have looked something like this. I really had a hard time watching the full episode. Not because it's offensive, but it's honestly boring to watch. You're just listening to the judges discussing who's the sexier character of a category.
I like the girl with the booby garnet. Yeah, the little mint sprig.
Yeah, fresh.
These things.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with discussing what you find attractive about someone, but to make a whole 30-minute show talking about who has the sexier legs or whatever, it's kind of dull. This is something that you would discuss with close friends privately, rather than making an entire program on. There is one positive comment I have to say about the judges. None of them work for IGN.
Hooray! Hooray!
Now, even though I don't remember a whole lot of the judging part of the show, there was one particular segment that I remember. It was a reoccurring gag about this guy called the Vixen Hunter. I think I remembered this the most because it was kind of like a bad sitcom. It took place outside of the studio, so it was a nice little bit of change of scenery. But yeah, this is the part that I remember most, and yeah, I kinda wish I didn't remember it. So what's the story of the Vixen Hunter? Well, thankfully we get a basic plot in the first 10 seconds of the segment.
There's nothing I love more than Vixen. For some reason, this really made my girlfriend jealous. She said, if you like these Vixens so much, why don't you date one? I took that as a challenge. Call me the Vixen Hunter.
Alright, so we follow the Vixen Hunter going to different locations trying to find a real life vixen. He first goes to a boxing training facility, then heads to a shooting course, and I'm sad to report he doesn't get injured.
Ow, biscuits.
Till finally, in the last 2 episodes, he goes to E-Fleet, hey, remember that? And pretty much harasses the booth women.
I see that you have a staff. What a coincidence, because I have a stiff.
You know, I wouldn't be able to tell.
So after sneaking into E-Fleet prior to getting kicked out, he finally finds his real-life Vixen at the Tecmo booth with a character named... Wait, what was her name again? Takado? Kokomo? Bugger it, I'm calling her Savannah. He goes up on stage with the security and somewhat proposes?
I've been looking all over for the perfect Vixen, and I found you. What do you say? You and me go back to my place for a little one-on-one gameplay.
And so the Vixen Hunter and Savannah walk happily along the sunset, living happily ever after. For 12 seconds.
Oh, yeah, I just crushed that guy. What, baby? Oh, one more game and then we'll go out. Please, I promise. One more. What? Girl, honey.
Yeah, I had a feeling this wasn't gonna last. In conclusion, the G4 video game Vixens is a product of the time it was made. I'm glad to finally have found this show after so many years of searching, but it's really worth only watching once, and I don't really see myself watching this ever again. Although I think the funniest thing about this whole series is that during the parts where you have the host and the judges, apparently they filmed this in front of a live studio audience.
Right now, go find a kinky accessory and dance with it.
I just find it hilarious how they had a whole entire crowd watching them and just listening to them talking about which characters had the biggest boobs and who was wearing the kinkiest outfits. I just find that hysterical. If you're nostalgic for the glory days of G4, it's worth checking out this show just for a quick watch through, but this is one show that deserves staying in the time capsule it was made in. But that's about does it for this video. If you watched the old G4 channel back in the 2000s, what was your favorite show? And if you somehow remembered video game Vixens, what did you think of it? Were you more intrigued with it, or were you about as bored as I was watching it? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching this episode, God bless you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!